this climate is a very crazy climate, man.
I trust our government. Right. I trust our government officials that they won't disrespect the Constitution like
However,
that. However,
yeah, the behavior that we have seen from Donald Jamal Trump in these last 4 years, especially here at this last moment.
I've always considered this coronavirus similar to an STD. Okay. And the fact of how
definitely okay, that's the hot take. Okay.
Oh man, that is good, bro. Laway, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing, man, brother?
Hey,
how you
bro. I want to welcome the people first, but like, I liken the coronavirus to STD. Yo, that is mad crazy, yo.
It's the truth, man. It's the truth. It gets in your system, man. It affects you. You go into the hospital. Some people survive the STD. Some people do not, unfortunately. Over close to 300,000 have not.
Right? Yeah, man. Okay, so welcome to Be the People. It is I, your humble host, Lawrence Sanders, and I got my boy Lawade.
How you doing, people?
You know, we out here in these political streets in this holiday season. It is an election year. Thank y'all for joining us. If you are driving, please keep your hands and eyes on the steering wheel and on the road. But if you are not, drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know that you hanging out with us tonight. We got a good show as always. Man, I like this new format where it's two of us kind of talking and bouncing ideas, from different perspectives, man. Like I would have never looked at COVID-19 like STD, bro. Like I would have never, like that man. Is just.
I would have never looked at the guy before us playing pickup basketball with his administration in the White House, right?
Right.
I mean, we'll talk about that later.
No,
I mean,
it's hilarious. So real quick, like we got some time real quick before we hop in the show. Kendrick and Brittany and Chef Shahana, welcome. So we were talking about Donald Trump and how he's being bitter right now. We talked about it last week too, just how he hasn't conceded just yet. So in him not conceding, we, growing up, if you play pickup ball, there was always the one dude who brought the good basketball. Like I didn't have no good basketball. I didn't have no good, the good indoor ball or the good indoor outdoor ball. But Donald Trump was the one who had the good ball and bought it. And whenever he lost, he was the one that would take his ball home. And be like, okay, so I guess we left with the raggedy ball with no grip.
Or even worse, Donald Trump is the one that, game point, he going up and he calls foul and nobody's around him. He's like, hey, respect call. He's always respect call. And you're like, what are you talking about? There's a whole bunch of other people on the sideline ready to go.
You just sorry, man. But anyway, that's still our president. We talked about that last night. President Donald Jamal Trump. And if you're offended by it, you can tell your mama. I don't care. Whatever. I call him Jamal. I know his
good old Jamal. Maul.
So tonight we got a good show tonight. So as you know, we are still in the election season. Well, I say election season. The election is over per se, but it's not over. Like we know they're already starting to talk about the transition of power and stuff right now. They've been kind of given, I would call it like a soft green light. But there was an interesting video that I want to share with us real quick, and then we'll discuss just kind of like how this thing could still possibly take a turn and how he could possibly win the election. So if you could roll that beautiful bean footage, please.
Back up for a second. When you vote for president, you're not doing it directly. That's why a candidate can win the popular vote, but not the presidency. What you're actually doing, you're voting for electors. Those are people who are appointed in each state to then choose the president and the vice president. Federal law says all election disputes at the state level need to be wrapped up by December 8th so the electors can cast their ballots on December the 14th. Now, each state governor has got to certify the electors' votes and then send them on to Congress. So the results aren't official until the new Congress counts those ballots on January the 6th. Now, it's usually a straightforward process, but let's say one of the candidates questions the legitimacy of the state's count. the governor could choose not to certify the electors' votes. Or, though this is really unlikely, the state legislature could decide to contest the election and send a different count to Congress, meaning Congress could end up with no results or with competing results from the same state. Now, that's a violation of federal law, so Congress would no longer have to honor that state's electors at all. Now, the House and the Senate can then decide which result is valid or throw out the votes from that state altogether. Now, I know you think I'm crazy, but this actually happened. It was 1876, shortly after the Civil War. Samuel Tilden won the popular vote, but there were 19 electoral votes in dispute. Congress had to step in and broker a compromise. Rutherford Hayes was eventually named president in exchange for the end of Reconstruction and the withdrawal of federal troops from the South. Here's where things get even more interesting. If a candidate still doesn't have a majority of electoral votes by the end of this process, the 12th Amendment says the House of Representatives decides who will be president, and each state delegation gets one vote. The Senate picks a vice president. No matter what happens, somebody has got to take the oath of office on January 20th.
So help me God.
If both the president and the vice president are still undecided, the Speaker of the House temporarily gets that job.
Ain't that crazy? That is bananas. Like, this is crazy stuff. Like, this is bananas. Like, I don't know which part is the worst. That if they don't figure this out, Nancy Pelosi is gonna be president.
I don't know what's worse.
I don't think they want that smoke.
I don't all the three things, right? I don't know what's worse between these late dates, right? December the 8th, January the 6th, right? Or even Nancy Pelosi being president. So what we're trying to do here is tell people that it's like you're baking, right? It's like Chef Sean, right? It's like the show before us, right? And how she cooked up the cinnamon rolls and she made that nice beverage. Every detail matters to get it perfect.
Yes, I like that, bro. Yes.
So I mean, this is in the minute that we sit back in our chair like this and say, all right, we got Biden, is the minute that everything else still goes back to the game that we always want it to be, right? It's or not even what we want it to be, the game that it is, right? We sit back in our loins and we sit back and we watch and we sit back and say, all right, Biden is cool, Biden's going to go back to normalcy, but yet still all the Republicans that were quiet, that we didn't catch their names, or those upcoming Republicans are sitting there doing. It's like, all right, here we go. We know exactly what to do because we're gonna fall back in the line and get comfortable again.
Right. You're right. And the sad part about this is all of this is legal. Like, this is how this goes. And until he actually concedes, and you said it, Chef Shahana, he hasn't conceded yet. Like, we are getting closer to this date of December the 8th. And we had talked about it pre-show, just about how in some of these states, he's gone to him with his team of attorneys, and they're like, no, Donald, you no, you have nothing here. Keep it moving. However, there is a legal possibility because he still has not conceded. He has not conceded, and by him not conceding, that leads me to believe that either A, he's a sore loser, or B, that he has a Hail Mary that he could be about to launch.
So go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So the conceding, right? He's conceding his power, which then goes into the transition of power, right? So let me say that slowly. So once he concedes, he's basically saying, all right, cool, I've lost the election. I've lost the election by the people, for the people.
Right.
And so now I'm going to transfer that power. I'm going to take all my learnings and transfer it over to the Biden administration.
Absolutely.
So what he's saying right now is, all right, I'm not conceding. Even though behind the scenes they said, all right, you can start your presidential trainings, Joe Biden. So I want you to imagine that, right? You're in a job, somebody who has that job, who was laid off, right? Or even who was laid off is like, I'm not leaving. You're like, hey, bro, I need your seat so I can do the next job.
Like, this is my cubicle.
Right, this is my cubicle. Everything in here, all these documents that are in here that you need to do your job and to learn for the next person. Nah, I'm not giving this up. What kind of, it's like, so that's what it is, right? And what it is, it becomes dangerous because it becomes dangerous for national security. right?
Right.
So what now? How does it hurt national security? Because he has all this information. So if you have this whirlpool of information that you're not sharing on, if I'm a different country, I'm like, at any point I could attack, bro. I
Right.
could attack. They don't know
Right.
where I'm gonna go, how I'm going to do it.
Right.
So
Right. So real quick, somebody said that it doesn't matter if he concedes or not. Until the 8th. So real quick, the timeline goes like this. So December the 8th is the last day on the local level that the state can contest anything that's happening. So until December the 8th, whether he concedes or not, he still has a fighting chance. And then if it gets past the 8th and it's like, hey, we do not agree with these results because he hasn't conceded, he still has a chance. If he concedes, he doesn't. He's like, okay, we don't have to go forward. We don't have to do anything. So in this case, conceding is not just the normal protocol that happens. This is one of the moments when he concedes is saying, I'm no longer going to contest anything. Because at this point, he's still contesting. The reason why he hasn't conceded is because he's thrown up a blitz or a Hail Mary. And for whatever reason, if it gets to the 14th and it has to be decided, if it has to be decided by Congress, right? Because that's what happens in the Constitution, right? We know what it's the 12th Amendment that is decided by the Electoral College. Now, again, we saw that you can still win the popular vote and lose in the Electoral College. That can still happen. That can still happen. We saw that with Hillary. So what we're trying to do now is, again, although it seems like it's a last ditch effort, it's just kind of like this. I'm just gonna throw up a Hail Mary and see what happens.
correct.
I don't put anything past Donald Jamal Trump.
So the man is a narcissist, right? So we took that whole adjective that we just called him a narcissist, and so to your point, right? Anything when you say a Hail Mary, anything that comes to his mind in the middle of the night, he can wake up and say,
Let's
Rudy Giuliani, do this, right?
Absolutely.
Do this, and do this. And he has until the 8th to do that. So he's just gonna keep on throwing it against the wall to see what sticks. Right. And then you have so what you may hear now is that, okay, a lot of Republicans are backing off of them slowly they're backing off. And yeah, the GSA did give Biden his money, but it does matter because they just said, hey, she gave him his money under I can't say under duress, but she gave him his money when she started to back off from Trump and say, all right, cool, go do what you have to do in your transition from. Right. So they're basically working in parallel, which is still as dangerous as him not conceding.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
So that's why this is becoming.
And then too, we know this. January 6th is when Congress actually cast. So even if he hasn't conceded and something, heaven forbid, that one of the states or like two of the states. I mean, and these are possibilities. This is from what we believe and what we know. Donald has lost. He's tried in a lot of the states. As of right now, we know what the facts are. He's tried to go to many of the different states, in the different places, and tried to see if there was something that we can do to challenge, and he has been unsuccessful. So as of right now, what it seems or what it appears to us is that, okay, he's just a sore loser. However, when you start reading the fine print, the way this thing is set up, there's a possibility. Again, the Electoral College is faithless voters are real. Like just this year, there is now a penalty for what they call faithless voters, people who do not cast votes in the interest of that state. So it's real. Anything could swing either way. So again, we want to have the open dialogue about legally what can still happen. These are a lot of things that people don't know. People do not know, and people are not reading the fine print. And shameless plug for B2 people. That's what we're here for. This is the B side of history class. This is the fine print of what they're not talking about on CNN or CNBC or whatever. This is just us. This could possibly happen. All right. And we want y'all to be ready. We want us to be informed and be aware so we can see political evolution. This is crazy to me, man.
Yes.
This is crazy, man. Like this is
I feel the emotions, man. Like, see what in a to summarize everything that you say, what we don't want them to do is we don't want them to play 3-card Monty with you, right?
Yes.
We don't want them to be like, okay, cool. Well, for those who don't know, 3-card Monty, you have 3 cards, you shuffle and see what's the red card,
right.
or if you have a cup with a ball underneath it, where's the ball, that stuff, and you can say confidently it's right there in the middle, and all of a sudden it's not, and you're like, oh my gosh,
like, wait a minute,
exactly,
right.
And that's exactly
man.
what it is. So every little nuance to make sure until January the 20th, when Joseph Biden Jr. puts his hands on that Bible, or it's in one hand on that Bible, or whatever he uses, right, and says, I'm taking office of the President of the United States of America, I'm good with it. Until that happens, right? I understand we have all these other dates, but until that happens, I don't believe anything until I see it.
Bro, that is an excellent segue. I love this. Let's talk about Joe Biden taking office. Let's talk about it, man. So
okay.
I saw I believe it was yesterday. It's either yesterday, but I actually was reading today that he's starting to appoint people to his cabinet. Joe, he's acting as if like, yo, like I'm president, he can do what he wants to do, so on and so forth. And he's actually he's picking his cabinet. I mean, there are so many positions and places that he has empty. For example, I just kind of have a quick rundown of who he's selected up until this point. So he has Kamala Harris as VP. He has Anthony Blinken as Secretary of State, which is I was looking him up, man. He's actually kind of an interesting guy. I believe he is French.
He is French, and he's actually so Blinken actually served as the Deputy Secretary of State during the Obama and Biden administration, right? So he's so it's short like Biden is picking people that's been here before, right? He's picking so quickly, not even stealing the thunder, right? He picked a Alejandro, excuse my Spanish, right? Alejandro, right? Secretary of Homeland Security, right? He could be the first immigrant and Latino to lead the Department of Homeland Security.
Yes,
he has Avril Haines, National Director of National Intelligence. She could be the first woman. She could be the first woman to serve as the Deputy Director of the Central Intelligence Agency. Right? She's been there before, which is crazy.
Yes.
Linda Thomas Greenfield.
Yo, can we talk about her real quick?
Yes, go.
Yo, so she is she's the UN ambassador, correct?
Yes.
Oh, she said something. So I was scrolling through Twitter real quick, and she said something. I was like, okay, sis, like I'm with you. I'm with you, Auntie. She said, in my 35 years in foreign service across the world, I put a Cajun spin on it. She said, I call it gumbo diplomacy. She said, wherever I was posted, I'd invite people of all walks, then make homemade gumbo. That's how you break down barriers, connect, and see each other as humans. I was like, yo,
the way that she breaks this down, and I bet you her gumbo is by killer, bro. I bet you her gumbo is.
But
dangerous.
You know what? Here's what I thought about though. Check this out. So this is what I thought about. You know how they say the United States is considered to be a melting pot, and here's what I disagree with that statement. Here's why. Hear me out. This is gonna be like the COVID as an STD. But just go with me.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm gonna go ahead. Take it back.
You know, they say the United States is a melting pot, and I think the issue with when you melt something, it loses its identity.
Okay.
You know, like if I melt a piece of chocolate, it's still chocolate, but it's in a different form. You get what I'm saying? I would like to say in reading her statement, like we as the people, as the United States, should be more of a gumbo pot. You know, like you got roux, you got your crab legs, you got your sausage, you got your chicken. Some people like to put okra in it. Yet everybody is in the same pot, but at the same time, nobody loses their identity.
Absolutely.
And so, you know what I'm saying? So instead of looking at the United States as a melting pot, and I love what she said, we are just a big pot of gumbo. We all bring something different. Somebody said turkey necks. regardless, we all bring something different, inside the pot, but nobody loses their identity being inside the pot. Lisa says she ain't have dinner at all. Yo, go check out Chef Shahana. Go check
Right.
out.
You
She
gonna
got
have
some
there's
food.
your dinner.
Yeah.
Maybe gumbo should be the next thing on the menu.
Yo,
But
let's
like
do it.
to the gumbo analogy, I've never heard anybody say, "Man, that sausage and that gumbo was great. That okra and that gumbo was great." They always say the gumbo itself
Gumbo.
was delicious.
Yes,
So I
sir.
get what you're saying because
Yes, sir.
I get exactly. I agree with you 100%. Plus the fact that she served in diplomatic positions for Liberia, Switzerland,
Yes.
Pakistan, Kenya, Ghana,
Yes.
Nigeria, and the greatest country of all time, Jamaica.
I
Yo,
love it,
this
man. Yes, sir.
yo,
Hey, man, I still need to get that way, bro.
he picks even Jake Sullivan, right, the national security
Yes.
advisor, right,
Yes.
who served as their national security advisor to Vice President Joe Biden
Young
in the
dude,
direction.
man.
Yo, dude is young. He picked people that's been here before. These are people that are experienced. They have the experience, or if they not even they have the experience, but they can grow into the experience.
Yes, bro.
It's
Yes.
like, and instead of going using the basketball analogy with Trump, who picked his 5-on-5 team, that was like, hey, Ben Carson, you play center, but I
You're
don't
black.
play right, but I don't play ball. No,
Right.
don't
You're
worry
not
about that.
right. Right.
Betsy DeVoe, you play point, but I ain't never do this before. Who
Right.
cares? This is what you want to do. It was
All
like
right.
they all just signed a name, like on some like Secret Santa stuff, and was like, here you go, you get this,
Right.
you
Right.
get.
Right. It
So,
was. Yeah. Yeah, man.
so this is exactly what I'm proud. I'm proud as an American
Yeah.
about. It's like he's putting the people in the right position. He's putting those chess pieces in. I'm
Sir.
not. I like, and yes, now when he puts them in, we can scrutinize. But right now, he's doing a way better job
Yes.
than the guy before
Yes.
him, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
200%, man. And you mentioned chess. Have you seen Queen's Gambit?
no, I haven't. I
Oh
heard
man.
it. I heard it's
Okay.
phenomenal.
Watch
I heard
Queen's
it's
Gambit,
phenomenal.
and then we'll
Okay,
come back because I remember a couple episodes back. You had your chessboard.
I have my chessboard,
Yes,
man.
bro. Yeah. So yeah, we'll come back to that. But I really love all of his decisions, as you said. Like we go down the credentials. These people are qualified to do what they have been put in office to do. I
Yes,
looked at Ben Carson's appointment, and I'm just kind of like
HUD. Not even into the medical. Not even
this
chief
dude
medical
is
examiner.
a
Like HUD.
heart surgeon,
Right, a
a
neurosurgeon and
neurosurgeon.
a neurosurgeon, and I'm like, not even chief medical advisor, not even on the advisory team for medicine. Like,
CDC.
all right, something.
Like, where's Ben Carson during the COVID-19 outbreak? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And
bro,
when
like he's burst in the medical field, and you put him over housing and urban development because he's black.
right, or the fact that he may have said, you know what, I don't want to do medicine anymore. I want to do HUD. That looks
All right,
good. That looks
all
fun.
right, we got a
That looks
few
fun. I
open
want to do that.
positions.
Like what? Like
Like,
what
hey,
are you doing?
hey, I'm available. Hey, we need somebody for her housing and urban development. Let's Ben. Yes, you. Yeah, okay, cool. Like, no, man.
Correct. I'm just like, or Betsy DeVoe, right? That
Yeah,
okay.
she was education.
And education, right? Even though she does nothing with education, doesn't know anything with education,
Right.
nonetheless is that her family, I believe it's her husband who owns Amway, right?
Wow.
And the Amway Center where the Orlando Magic play,
Right. That's
right?
right.
So it's like he put people in, he put his corporate friends in there, right?
Right.
He has his Trump is loyal. I don't even want to talk about this guy, but,
No, you.
but Trump is
But
loyal
yes, sir.
to
Yes,
like
sir.
his family, right? And there's only and his weakness, like I said this many times, his weakness is his daughter. If
Yep.
people attacked his daughter, he'd be like, "Whoa,
Like, hey, wait a minute."
right?"
Pause,
Not even
guys.
Melania, right?
Yeah.
I bet you anything. If what is her name? Ivanka. If
Yeah.
Ivanka caught COVID, I don't know what she did. If she caught COVID, I guarantee he'd be like, "Whoa, this is serious.
Right.
This is serious, right?" Because that's his weakness, right? And he puts his trust in his family. So my point is that his decision making skills are just horrible. But I like this brighter side of the rainbow on how Biden is doing everything right now.
Yeah. I love it. I love it, man. And this is very. I love it. I love to see, and it's not so much as that he's just following what everybody else does. This is what you do. This is how you prepare when you're about to take over. And I love to see it. I don't want our country to be the laughing stock anymore, man. Like we have been the butt end of a joke for a while. And I get, Trump is an amazing businessman, but just because you're a great businessman, that doesn't make you a good president.
Absolutely, it does not make you a president of a country,
maybe
and
of
it
a
is
company. But
correct. But
he was terrible with that. So
he was horrible. But I like what. So also what Biden's doing is he's making it a
yes,
diverse board, right? So
yes,
he
I
has
love
his
that.
diverse appoints. So now, right, while everybody, I mean, I'm not even watching Fox News, but I'm going to wait for everything to be settled down,
Yeah,
and then I'm going to pinpoint exactly what they should do and
yes,
how they should be doing it, right,
yes,
in the accountability sense. But
yes,
what he's doing right now is he's setting the example. He's talking his talk, right?
yes.
I just need him to take care of them student loans, but he's talking his talk.
Man, if he do, if listen, I
Right.
am praying. I was like, Joe, listen, if you can do that for me,
Mm,
you can raise my taxes. I don't care. Listen, listen, you can raise my taxes. You can do all of that. If you can just get rid of these student loans,
man,
listen, we can go
what stu
30%.
right, student
Listen,
loans, man, he got another 4 years.
man.
He got 2024.
Right,
Like, oh man,
let's
you want to
go,
vote now?
man.
All right, what else you can take off?
Listen, Lamar, he can raise taxes on the middle class. I don't care
That's
if he
cool.
gets rid of the student loans. I
There's
don't care.
there's so many middle classes according to this tax bracket. It's unbelievable,
Yeah,
right? And let's be honest with you. Only 1% of the people don't live paycheck to paycheck. Okay, so
everybody else,
we're all
we out here
so he's
thugging it.
so it's not even a middle class. He's raising taxes on the working class. Okay, cool. We're just so used to this every
Right.
single time,
That's just
right?
what
I'm
it is.
not saying I want my taxes raised, but if this helps me,
Yes.
okay, cool. Then raise my taxes. This helps my child. Okay, raise
Raise
my
my
taxes.
taxes. It's
Right?
fine.
Don't raise my taxes to say okay, we're gonna fix the roads. I'm still hitting speed
Right.
potholes, bro. We're
Right.
not doing anything there.
Right. Right.
What you fixing around Chump's Road? Like, get out of here. So
Like, what you mean? Like I ride the bus. Like what are we fixing roads? But anyways,
exactly.
we digress. So real quick. So the last thing we wanted to talk about is so Thanksgiving is Thursday, I believe. Yeah, it's Thursday. And so we were gonna kind of get into the origins of Thanksgiving, but we know that can be kind of a deal with a Debbie Downer, or
Right.
some people may not be
Right.
ready for that part of
Right.
history, which is fine. But just wanted to if you can real quick, if you with us, just drop some stuff down in the comment section and just kind of let us know, some of the things that you are grateful for. I think a lot of times we get mixed up in the busyness of the holiday, if you will. But we really miss the purpose of it. It's not, the point of the food for me, the cooking and all the other stuff is to bring everybody together. How better to bring family and friends together, around food. Our neighbor who's a Trump supporter, they cool people. I don't want anybody to think, well, just because they're a Trump supporter, but they just dropped off some pecan pie. Like, how do you like that? You just spoke to my heart. Like, just oh, okay. That's cool. Like, I was never mad at you, but the fact that Thanksgiving and food is bringing people together, it's amazing. Like, it's beautiful. Somebody said, I'm thankful for life during COVID. Like, that is huge. I'm
That
grateful that
is
I can still
huge.
be grateful and not bitter, because being grateful is a choice. Not to get into a sermon or whatever. But for life during COVID, man, like, that is huge. That is huge. I mean, we talked about it before, and even now, like, so many people have lost their lives during this time and during this period. But being able to have, even if I did have COVID, like, I didn't die. I'm still here. I was able to get through this moment. Um, he said, I'm thankful for family and being closer
Close.
during COVID. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you be in the house with somebody, for 12, 12 hours a day,
Right.
8 days a week. Yeah,
Right.
man. I will say I'm definitely grateful for me. I would say I'm
Hold on,
grateful
hold on,
for.
hold on. Let me stop you there. You gonna tell you what yours? Let me go. We got to end with yours though.
Oh, no, mine is gonna be quick because we ain't got much time. So you go ahead.
Oh,
I'm
all right,
gonna do
cool.
something else.
No,
I'm gonna
no,
do something else.
but the story that you said,
Yeah.
I wanted to end with yours because yours
Okay,
is
I
dope,
got you. I
right?
got you.
So mine, I'm grateful for, and I greatly appreciate it. is the fact of even the smallest things in the world, right? Whenever you call somebody, whenever you call to book a flight, or if you call to pay a phone bill, or do whatever you have to do, always ask the person, "How are you doing?"
Yeah, man. That
Because
goes a long
you
way. Yeah.
that goes a long way, and just listen,
Yeah.
right? And they'll say thank you, and you don't understand how much that touches a person's heart when you say, "Hi, I'm doing well. How are you doing?"
Yeah, man.
Right? And that shows the
Yeah.
humanity in life, no matter
Yeah.
what the political party is. But I'm grateful. I'm telling you this. I'm thankful, grateful, and honest for a Dr. Jennifer D. Butler. Right? She is the youngest sleep doctor, African American, in the state of Georgia. I'm going to try to get on the show to talk about sleep medicine and everything. This woman is my heart, soul, everything has brought me out from the ashes to even just seeing the different parts of the world, like I was a phoenix or something, right? So I've traveled,
Yeah,
the
man.
world based off of this woman. I've seen the greatness of the world based off of this woman. We've gone to Singapore, we've gone to Colombia, we have gone through the depths of heaven. Right, I'm only saying we haven't even gone through hell, and I don't want. We're never going through hell. We're just going to stay on heaven. But the fact is that she also works in the ICU at a hospital in Atlanta, Georgia,
Yeah.
and she sees the COVID all the time.
Yeah.
And she sees not even COVID. I'm sorry. She sees the effects of COVID all the time, and she sees the people and how they're affected. And she reminds me, wipe down your stuff. I remind you all, please, if you get an Uber Eats or whatever, wipe it
Yes.
down.
Yes.
Wipe it, spray it with the Lysol, not the food itself, but the outside of the food, right? If you go outside and you just imagine going outside to a Walmart, Target, whatever, Publix, or whatever the shopping center is out there that's around you, right? Come back in, take off your clothes, put them in the washer, stay just put them in the washer, take an extra shower, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
clean yourself off that way. It's all those little details.
Yeah.
That little detail, all the stuff that we've been talking about in
Yeah.
short. Here's the little details right here.
Yeah, man.
That's also a protection for yourself, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm grateful for. I love her to death. So
That's what's up, man. Yeah, man. We can end on that. Like that's
nah, yours is
no,
gonna be yours is flying, baby. Yours is flying.
no. It's okay. So real quick, I'll be brief. So today is the 24th, and this celebrates this is 9 years to the day that I actually proposed to my wife in marriage. It was November 24th, 2011. We were at my grandparents' house, and just the significance of family. And again, I'll be real quick. We were all in a circle and talking, hey, let's talk about one thing we're grateful for. I had this crazy idea, like I'm gonna propose to this girl, like I'm gonna propose to her. And we go around the circle and we're all talking about things that we're grateful for. And then it gets to me, and I'm grateful for my family, and life has been kind of hard. I start talking about her, and it's just like, yeah, you've been this for me, and I'm grateful for how you've been tolerant of my ignorance, just all this, gotta lay it on thick, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I proposed right there in the living room of my grandparents' house. It was November 24th, 9 years ago today. And yeah, we've been kind
Yeah.
of we've been hanging out for a while now. So
She said yeah, right?
yeah, you said what?
She said yes, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Good.
yes.
All right,
She
cool.
did say yes. Yeah, she did say yes. Well, she wasn't like not yet or anything like that.
I
But
love
yeah,
that
so
story, man.
that's my story. For the thankfulness. Again, thank you TFG. Thank you Lamar. Thank you Laway. Thank you Chef Shahana. Thanks to all the friends, those who are dropping donations and gifts that are loving the show. Thank you,
Thank
thank
y'all.
you, thank
Thank
you.
you. Lisa,
People don't have to do nice stuff for you.
they don't.
That's just what it is. People do not have to do anything nice, but when they do, the least you could do is show gratitude. So with that, wear your mask, wash your hands, be safe. We love you guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and until next time, peace.